Please note that the content of this video is based on Brown's personal experience and perceptions. Near-death experiences are highly subjective and can vary significantly between individuals. Brown is not a medical professional, psychologist, or expert in the field. The information shared is intended for entertainment and educational purposes only. The views and opinions expressed in this video are his own and do not necessarily reflect the views of others. Thank you for watching responsibly.
On Beyond the Veil. My name is Kay Brown, and I'm just starting my podcast, and I'm going to be discussing NDEs, near-death experience. It goes back to my childhood. I had this experience, but before I get to that, I've always felt, been fascinated about death. Uh, you know, is it really another side? What's going to happen? Am I going to hell or heaven? Or just always being curious about death. But as I started to get older, I started to get more and more into it, researching YouTube and looking at videos, and I started seeing these NDEs. I thought, okay, yeah, I'm interested. You got my attention. So I want to discuss my story today, and if anyone can comment below to let me know what do you think this is that I experienced. Um, it was so real and so vivid to me. I had to be about 12, 13, and I remember where we lived at in the neighborhood. I remember my mother. I was standing across the street, which I couldn't understand. Why was I standing over there? My mother and my sister was in the doorway, and I was just standing there looking like, what's going on? And next thing I know, they was bringing out a body with a white sheet over it. So I kept saying, who is that? Who who and my mom was crying and stuff, and I was thinking, who is that? I mean, so I said I got to go closer. I got to see whose body is that coming out of our house. So anyway, I just I don't know how I just ended up over there, and I didn't move the sheet. I couldn't see the face, but the hand fell out from up under the gurney. And I thought, that's me. Because I'm the only dark skin complexion in our family, our immediate family. So I'm thinking, that's me. How could that be? And I was just standing there, never removed the sheet, but I knew in my heart, in my soul, that was me. And I remember just standing there looking. And next thing I know, I looked off and I started going down the neighborhood, just going down the street, going down the sidewalk. And I remember these group of guys that lived in the neighborhood, and they all usually at night, they be standing out just talking and laughing, joking and stuff. And I remember I said, oh God, I don't want to walk through them. Maybe I cross over. But something kept saying, no, you're going to keep straight right past them. So as I'm going past them, one of them looked at me as if, because at this time I'm still not thinking that I'm dead or nothing. I'm thinking I'm just walking down the street, you know. And I noticed one of them looked at me, and I just kept walking. I got on across the street, and I kept on walking, and I just ended up just floating, just like I was flying, and it felt so good. I had this experience. It's just so hard to describe. It was just this feeling, and I didn't really like go through a light, or I didn't meet God or nobody like that. I was just out, just out, just like really flying, and it bothered me because it seemed so real when I woke up. It just bothered me as a young boy. I just couldn't understand. I said, "Oh, it seems so real." I remember going to my uncle's house, and because he was so much into the Bible and he could read from script to script and from front to back of the Bible. So I said, I got to go down here and speak with him and let him know what did the dream mean. I went to him, and what was so strange about it, I didn't learn till later. I'm gonna get back to that. He was born with a veil over his face. So when he was younger, he always could see spirits and stuff walking down the street. He'll be with somebody and he'll stop and tip his hat. How y'all doing? And the person that's with him will say, "Who are you talking to? Who are you?" Say, "You didn't see them," and he'll laugh it off. But he always could see spirits walking and stuff. But anyway, back to my story. I went to him and I was explaining. I said, "It seems so real. Do you know what that? Can you interpret that dream for me? I don't know what does that mean." And so he kind of hesitated, and he's a blind man. He been blind ever since, I think in his early 20s or something like that. Something happened, and uh, this guy threw lie. He was throwing a lie on this other guy. They supposedly, from what I heard, they was out at this bar or something, and the guy threw the lie on another guy, but it got in his eyes and it blinded him also. So anyway, he seemed like, I don't know if he just didn't want to scare me at that age and tell me what was really happening, or it was just maybe he didn't know back then. I don't know. But for years it bothered me. Not bothered, well, yeah, I never could get it out of my mind. It I just kept saying it was too real. It was what did it mean? So as I got older, I started watching NDE videos and stuff, and I kept listening to people. I said, "Yeah, okay, that makes sense." Yeah, but now I'm thinking at my age, did I die during that night? I mean, how? I was supposed to be in bed. I was asleep. So how did that happen? Was it just a project? Did I just leave the body that night for some reason? Um, Cause there's nothing that indicate that I had died. So I'm trying to figure out what was that. I know it just wasn't a dream. It was just I've had millions of dreams, but this particular one seems so real. So I started researching. So this is how I came up with. I said, well, mine wasn't a near-death experience. I think it was what they say body projection. I think I just somehow, without doing it, I just. But why was I shown a dead body? Why was I shown that if I hadn't passed? So that's one of my questions that I would like for somebody to answer. I mean, what was that? But for years, I always felt like I had this gift. I had this. It seems that I can predict, or I can go. Like my mother was living, God rest her soul. Uh, I used to go to her and say, "Oh, I dreamed about such and such," and maybe a few days or a week later, it happened. It happened. She said, "How did you know?" I said, "I don't know," but I still get that to this day. Certain things will come. I said, "Oh, I had this dream that such and such," and then it won't be long, and it happened. I don't know. I just feel like I don't know. Another incident. It was a near death experience, but it was. I had spent the night at my cousin's house one time, and uh, I remember during the night I woke up screaming. It was this spirit. This guy was right up in my face. I mean, my eyes was wide open. I could see him, and I screamed. And they got up. What's wrong? What's wrong? And I said, there's a man in here. It's a man. I said, oh, and it just, and even when I went back to sleep, it happened again that same night. And it started happening on through my life. And I couldn't understand, I didn't like it. But then come to find out, I was told that I'm receptive to, I'm open. And that's why spirits come to me to cross over. And they told me what I should say to them. So if anybody knows what I'm talking about, please leave a comment below. And we're going to be discussing this on my channel. So please follow and support this channel for me, so we can all learn together. Again, my name is K Brown, and thank y'all for watching.